continue, taking into consideration that whatever we have arrived at here, the Deputy Governor, we are confident enough the Deputy Governor will send such messages to all the northern state governors at appropriate time. Also, if you check your program, we invited the security chiefs, the IG, the Chief of Defense Staff, UD, SSS, to be with us, to interact with us, because of our concern of the rising insecurity in the north in particular. We've had such meetings with the northern governors before, so many times, at Kashmir Brand House, where most of the governors of the northern states were present. At the last government, or last administration, 2015, 2019, 2023, administrations of the governors of the northern states. We've entered into a new cycle of leadership. Some new governors have come on board, some are having the second term, and still we are faced with these insecurity issues. To make matters worse, we are faced with rising level of poverty amongst our people. Lack of normal, and I mean normal, sources of livelihood by the common man to have even if it's one good meal a day. It's like there's that lack of such. And I believe, talking of insecurity, talking of rising level of poverty, are two issues that we cannot, and I mean we cannot sit, fold our arms, and say everything is okay. I've said it so many times at so many fora that things are not okay in Nigeria, and of course things are not okay in the north. We've seen this rising level of insecurity, and we ask ourselves, like I've done so many times, what are the real issues bringing about such rising issues of insecurity? I don't think it's the issue of new government, because new government is continuation of the former government, same party. What really is the problem? I think that's why one of the reasons we're here to talk to ourselves. We're hoping the security chiefs will be here to brief us, and then we go into closed session and discuss some of the issues. But unfortunately, as of now, only the representative of the DG SSS is here, and we don't know whether they will be able to make it. But like I've said, whatever is the case, we finish our meeting, get our facts together, send to every one of them as our own contribution to the amelioration of insecurity and poverty in the north. And we leave the rest to them to implement or otherwise. So we're here to do our own as the fathers of these people that believe so much in us. And I believe we owe it a duty to the teeming millions of people that believe in traditional institutions to bring solutions to the various problems facing them. We will not fail in that. We will do our best. And alhamdulillah, one of these efforts is here this morning of this distinguished council to meet, deliberate on all these issues. A couple of weeks back, maybe about 2-3 weeks, one of northern groups held a meeting in Abuja. I was there. So were so many governors from the north. So was the Chief of Defense Staff, who happened to be a northerner, born in Sokoto, brought up in Sokoto, and then being a son of the soil of the Deputy Governor here. He was there. The former head of state, General Bokar, was the chairman of that program. And in my comments, I said, I have not seen a gathering of northern leaders so well brought together. And I made comment that we hope that meeting to bring out solutions to our problems and also how to implement such solutions. Because I've said this so many times, that sounded like a broken record. We never lack solutions to our problems. What we lack is implementation. Because we meet today, we bring out so many beautiful ideas on how to solve our problems. We go back to our various places and go to bed, leaving such solutions here in this conference hall. So how do we implement such things? That's why I invited, or rather we invited the CNG, the leadership. I told them at that meeting, at this forum this morning, we invited to come and interact with us, the outcome of such meeting in Abuja. And I'm happy to see them here. They are all here. Invited the Area Consultative Forum to be part of us here, to talk to us too. Those as elders, so many of them happen to be in politics. They have done a lot for the North, for the country. We invited them too to come and be with us. So it's a program that we believe at the end of which we will come up with various suggestions to how we resolve our numerous problems in the North. Education is important. So whatever issues you want to bring up here, we must talk about education, must talk about health issues. And of course, the two monsters that have been harassing all of us here, insecurity and poverty. And let's not take it for granted. People are quiet. They are quiet for a reason. Because people have been talking to them. We've been talking to them, we have been trying to tell them things will be okay, and they kept on believing. I pray to Almighty Allah that they will not one day wake up and say, look, we don't believe in you anymore. And that will be the biggest problem. Because we can't quieten these people. Both, let me use the word spiritually, because we are spiritual fathers here. Diplomatically, we're all diplomats. And of course, with good administrations of the governors, then there will be serious problems. But we don't pray for that. But I think it's good we talk about such things. And let's be very honest with ourselves. Let's be very, very frank to what we are going to tell ourselves here. It's no time to hide things. How someone said, Rana Wanka, nobody from of course you won't understand that. No Kanuri Mania. Good, thank God. So these are issues. We have reached that level. And honestly, we have reached that level. People are very, very agitated. People are hungry, they are angry, but they still believe there are people who can talk to them. They still believe in some of their governors. They still believe in some of their traditional leaders. They still believe in some of their religious leaders. Fortunately, some of us double as traditional and religious leaders. So we have this onerous task of reaching out to everybody, calm him or her down, assure them things will be okay. Continue to pray and pray and pray, and still do something good. Because prayers without work will not bring anything, because even during the various famous Sardauna era, it's the slogan of Northern States: walk and worship. Not worship and walk. Walk and worship. And we're here in this very ground where Sardauna lived, ruled, or rather led the North for the number of years Almighty Allah selected for him. So let's walk and let's worship. Let's pray more. Let's try and walk. We must find jobs for our teeming youth that are sitting idle. And I've said it so many times, we're sitting on a keg of gunpowder. Having teeming youth, millions of them without job, without food, we are looking for trouble. But alhamdulillah, we believe in ourselves. We believe in Almighty Allah to bring support to all our problems. And we'll keep on praying. And we'll keep on urging our political leaders, whom we believe they will do something better. Because we work with them, there's that communication between us and them, and we always try to reach out to them and guide them aright. Our own, we are as stakeholders, we are only advisors to these political leaders. That's all we can. But if we're empowered, as strong as the governors are empowered by the constitution, by the amount of funds they get from the federal and also state revenues, a lot well. And we can and we are ready to work with the governors. But we believe in what they are doing. We believe in reaching out to them. We believe in working with them. But we have no other choice. We must work with the governors. And the governors too, if they really want to have peace and stability in the states, they have to work with statutory institutions. So Excellency, whatever message we have, we take to the northern governors, because they are very able person sitting here. And also the representative of the DGSSS, when it comes to security issues, you know our mind about these things. I would like to welcome all of you here. We are able to come down to Kaduna for this meeting. And I believe at the end of it, we should have very good suggestions to our political leaders, to our security chiefs, that when and if implemented, we'll have a better North and at the same time having a better Nigeria. Welcome you all and wish you successful meeting and safe trip back to various destinations as we do leave at the end of this meeting. We thank the Kaduna State government for hosting us. We thank the Bauchi State government in particular for being very good host. However, we also thank other governors who have reached out to us to ensure that this meeting holds in a very beautiful and calm atmosphere, bringing all of us together. We pray Almighty Allah to bring peace and stability to the north and to Nigeria. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Thank you very much, sir. That has been the chairman's opening remarks. While he was making his remarks, this meeting is blessed as we have also in our mix His Royal Highness Justice C.D. Bagay Mohammed, first CFRDS, the Emir of Latvia, everybody. So welcome. I equally want to acknowledge and recognize from our consultative forum, Lady Bashir Mohammed Al-Hatu, Wazir Duty, Chairman Board of Trustees, is here. We equally have Chief Muhammad Mike Osman, Chairman, is here. I equally want to call the Kurakimbadi Ambassador Ibrahim May Sulim. Also, to encourage is Malam Bokar Zarma, equally Murtala Mohammed Adio, Otwalem Gombe, the Secretary General of ACL, Waziri Ibrahim Ida, Waziri Kazana. We have Malam Mohammed Bukhari, Waziri Bauchi, the Vice Chairman of ACL. Also, for the coalition of Golden Group, we have Air Vice Marshal Monge Morgan, former Chief of Defense Intelligence. So, welcome, please. We also have Alhaji Ibrahim Ahmed Katsina, ECG Bashir Abakar, a former Assistant Comptroller General of Nigerian Custom. The Badrankudan Zazo is equally part of them. We have the Alhaji Nastura Sharif, WEO teacher. You're all welcome, please. May I, ladies and gentlemen, take the next thing on the program, which, of course, is inviting a very great to the rostrum, or rather the podium, inviting ladies and gentlemen for welcome address by His Excellency Executive Governor of Kaduna State, Senator Uba Sani, here represented by the AUT Governor, Dr. Adila Salobara.
Secretary to the Kaduna State Government, Adam Asbury, Honorable Commissioners, Permanent Secretaries, advisors, and other very senior government officials, other government officials from states of northern Nigeria, the representative of the Bureau of Defense Staff, that of the DGSSS, and that of the IPP, Chairman, Northern Traditional Rulers Council, His Eminence, Alhaji Mohammed Saad Abubakar, the Sultan of Sokoto, Chairman of the various state and FCT councils of Chiefs of Unions, other distinguished and revered traditional rulers from the states of northern Nigeria, distinguished invited guests, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen. I'm deeply honored to welcome our revered traditional leaders to our dear state of Kaduna and to deliver this welcome address. Your gathering today, and particularly your choice of the theme for this meeting, shows clearly that you are responsive to the yearnings and aspirations of our people. I want to use this opportunity to extend felicitations to this meeting, to extend His Excellency Senator Obasani, the Governor of Kaduna State, warm felicitations to this meeting, and to also convey his regrets for not being here personally. He is presently engaged in other state matters. He has asked that I extend his best wishes for a fruitful meeting. Northern Nigeria in recent times has been grappling with the challenges of insecurity. This region used to be not only an oasis of peace and stability, but also the food basket of the nation. Unfortunately, this same region has now become the epicenter of terrorism, banditry, and kidnappings. Our local economy has been destroyed. The life so far lost is simply mind-boggling. Food insecurity looms. The poverty level is unsettling. Our people are deeply worried. They are asking questions. They want answers. They yearn for action. Leaders, whether political or traditional, must therefore raise up to face these challenges. For us as political leaders, we have a responsibility to frontally address challenges, especially in the areas of education, healthcare, agriculture, poverty, and unemployment. Priority attention must also be given to infrastructure development. States in the north must forge strong partnerships on security and other developmental issues and concerns. Agriculture, power, and infrastructure, especially roads, are critical areas where we must collaborate to revitalize our economies and address the challenges of poverty and insecurity. Going forward, northern states must develop a common strategy and operational plan to tackle insecurity. We must establish a command and control center to coordinate our joint efforts against terrorism, against bandits, kidnappers, and other criminal elements within this region. Northern traditional rulers must take the lead in the execution of psychological operations geared towards the winning of hearts and minds of the people at the grassroots. You have a huge responsibility to mobilize and sensitize our people to support security forces to degrade terrorists and bandits. We must establish early warning systems and intelligence gathering mechanisms within our community. The main weapon must be people, because terrorists, bandits, insurgents also live amongst us. Northern political leaders must work closely with traditional rulers to stabilize our communities. In this democratic dispensation, it has become paramount that traditional rulers have bigger and more impacting roles to play within our communities. We must restore the glory of the traditional institutions if we want better for our security and stability. Your Highnesses, may your reign be long and fruitful. Again, I warmly welcome you to Kaduna and wish you fruitful deliberations. Thank you very much, and I wish you safe journeys back to your various destinations.
Thank you, Your Excellency Ma. Moving next, suppose with your message, and I may request the indulgence of the Director General DSS, Lady Yusuf Magaji Bichi, who is represented by the Director DSS, Kaduna State, Ahmed Enechi, FSI, Amina.
So, Your Excellency, the Governor of Kaduna State, ably represented by the Deputy Governor, His Eminence, the Sultan of Sokoto, Chairman, Northern Transnational Council, Royal Highnesses, I plead to stand on already established protocol. For the records, my name is Abdul Adamu Edeche, FSI ADG. Based on the introduction, I think we should go over with the right thing. I'm here standing in for Ladi Yusuf Magajibichi, Airport UC, CFR, the Director General, Department of State Services. He asked me to welcome you to this program, and that he identifies with this forum not just today but always, and that I should inform you that the theme of this conference today is very, very apt, and this is considering the threat, the security threat that's endeavoring the whole of northern Nigeria. Though the whole country is in one way or the other affected, but our concern at this forum is security of northern Nigeria vis-a-vis development. And he also asked me to inform the forum that security and development are inseparable, but one is a condition for the other to thrive. Meaning that without security, the issue of development can hardly take place. And that we, as a service, like the DSS, our principal role is intelligence gathering. And in this direction, we've been able to identify threats that are already known to even our royal fathers here. And one way or the other, everybody has been trying to manage the situation. And the threats in the north are majorly threats that cut across all the states of northern Nigeria, both in manifestation, and the strategy for containment. So the need for collaboration within all the institutions in northern Nigeria, meaning government, traditional, and all other stakeholders. That is no longer a one agency affair. While the security agencies are collaborating, the need for traditional institutions to play their role is also very important. And this is based on the understanding that the traditional institutions, they have the structure up to the grassroots to identify threats before they actually start manifesting. And because the threats, which are majorly that of terrorism, kidnapping, cattle rustling, and the rest of them, it means we need to really come together to plan. If state A or location A is making plans to counter threats, and the others are not making, it means it will be difficult to contain the threats. And this is based on the realization that most of the threats I mentioned are very, very mobile. They are very, very mobile. So there is need for collective and consistent efforts to attack these threats. Like I said earlier, we collaborate with all other sister agencies, and our role in intelligence gathering is something we do to support all our agencies. But in the course of doing that too, there are instances where outside intelligence, there are real backup to really achieve goals. Traditional institutions are very key in intelligence generation because you have the structure, the subunits, the village heads are there and they live with the people. But one major challenge that has continued to be an obstacle in the course of this problem is the role of informants. In communities, we have informants to bandits, terrorists, and all the other perpetrators you can think about. But it's a bit complex. The informants keep frustrating the role of security agencies. And they live with us in the communities. They are indigents, and by right, they have right to exist. And because of that right, it becomes a bit complex, since they can access everywhere and do whatever they want. This brings to mind the role of traditional rulers who knows all the indigents and know how to, and have the structure to monitor activities of individuals. So we want a situation whereby you can exploit this structure to assist law enforcement agencies by fishing out these insider threats, the informants. It's very, very key. Another area I want to talk about is this human security concept, which the theme even touched upon. Development. Development is very, very important. Arising from the threats of banditry and terrorism, agriculture suffers a lot. People will hardly go to farm, and then even those who manage to farm can hardly harvest. That has, among other issues, led to rise in cost of items, particularly commodities that addresses the common man. It's very, very expensive in the market. And closely related to that is the fear of availability. Because when you talk of rising price, there has to be availability of products first. Otherwise, it's going to be a serious distance. And this absence or hike in price of this item is beginning to create tension among the populace. I think as royal fathers, our subjects, they listen to us very well. We need to pacify and manage the perception of our subjects while government embarks on remedying the situation. Because it's obvious that government is making tremendous efforts in addressing this human security aspect I talked about. But as royal fathers, while identifying other means of resolving this issue, first, our people must first come down to bear with government to see that the problem is actually addressed. We, on our part, will try to reach out to several stakeholders to see that they have this understanding. The market group, the dealers, and the rest of them will try to reach out. People should be able to make sacrifice in the period we are. If you are making a profit of 300, you should be able to make sacrifice of like half of it, so that prices can actually come down. And the tension that is being generated from the populace can down. Because in the absence of that peaceful environment, no development can come in. We are very mindful of that. Investors will not come. And those on ground will be warming up to say, okay, let me also move out. But we are glad that governments at both federal and state level are also collaborating and supporting the security agencies in ensuring that some of these problems are being addressed. But I think it requires patience of the subject. And in this direction, I think the royal fathers have a lot of role to play. On that note, I want to thank our royal fathers for bringing us, coming up with this theme. In social sciences, we said identification of the problem is step the direction of solution. So having identified that security is pertinent for development to take place, I think the journey is on and it's work in progress. So I want to wish this distinguished gathering of our fathers, and on behalf of the DGSS, we want to wish you very fruitful deliberation. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. May I go to the next goodwill message by the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Adela Betaku, here represented by ACP Baba Umaru Makuliso, the AC Operations Kaduna State Command. So,
Your Excellencies, the representative of the Governor of Kaduna State, ably represented by the Deputy Governor. His Eminence, Alhaji Mohammed Abubakar Sir, welcome. Other senior traditional council, permit me to stand on the existing established protocol. My name, first I have to introduce myself, is Assistant Commissioner of Police in charge of Operation Kaduna State Police Command, which happens that I'm from Maiduguri, direct from Operation Lafia. That's why when His Eminence is trying to locate for somebody from Maiduguri, I have to hide myself first. Apart from that, we, as I'm ably representing the Inspector General of Police, indeed, everything's centered on the issue of insecurity and poverty. Now I'm talking on insecurity, the one that touches us well. Indeed, we have been battling with all this from issue of banditry, terrorism, all other vices. However, we have been collaborating with the traditional rulers, and indeed, from the war to the fledgling, they have been giving us assistance at all times. Some, as my respectable justice director says, some are good, not all of us are that, but some of the wards and the villages, they are giving us information. They are good informed to us, and they give us information. As to the issue of logistics, indeed, we are appealing to the traditional council here. At the position, at the end of their position paper, we are still appealing that we need more logistics. What I mean by logistics, issue of arms and ammunition, issue of modern equipment. These are things that we are appealing. With all this, if at all police is giving such requirements and such logistics, indeed we are going to perform more than expected, and we are still performing more than expected. Coming to the issue of containing about the issue of terrorism, we are collaborating with all sister agencies. It's not only issue of security, it's not everybody belongs to it, and all will participate, and all our hands are supposed to be on there. And to be candid, there's a synergy between all the security agencies, especially with military, DSS, all other sister agencies. There is not the issue now that is left to the army or left to the police. It's a combined joint effort. With this, I have a lot of issues to discuss, but due to the time factor, and I have just been briefed this morning that I should come and present my IG. I have to come. And we thank the traditional council, the rulers council, for inviting us. And we are here to support at all given time. But for the time being, we have to be patient. All we expected to be patient with us. We are trying our best, and we have to be prayerful, especially with the issue of this insecurity now. On behalf of the Inspector General of Police, I'd like to just, since it's just a message, so I remain loyal, and I require everybody to be patient with the police, with the security agencies on all. We remain blessed, Nigeria man blessed. Thank you very much, John.
Thank you, sir. May I, Your Eminence, Your Excellency, Royal Highnesses, Royal Majesties, here move to the Board of Terms, and I may wish to call upon His Highness Justice Lawal Hassan Gomi OFR, Area Gomi Chairman Coordinating Committee of the Northern Judicial Council. So,
His Excellency, the Governor of Kaduna State, ably represented by the Deputy Governor, His Eminence, the Sultan and Chairman of the Northern Traditional Rulers Council, the representatives of the DGSS and the Inspector General of Police, Your Highnesses, the Emirs of Kano, Bauchi, Katsina, Zazzau, Adeja, Lafia, Zamfara, as well as the area of Kwantagora, representing the Isumepe, the Yesu Party, we are representing the area of Ilori, respected elders of the Iowa Consultative Forum, ably led by Waziri Musa and Bashir Al-Haki, respected members of the Coalition of Northern Group, ably led by Nastura Ashur Sharif, the Northern Traditional Rulers Council wishes to place on record our deep appreciation for the tireless efforts of all the stakeholders in the quest for peace in the northern part of Nigeria and the country in general. Specifically, we would like to thank the Governor of Kaduna State for hosting our frequent meetings here in this historic city. We also thank His Excellency the Governor of Bombay State, who is the chairman of the Northern Governors Forum, for his support to the NTS. His Eminence the Sultan had already done this job very well as usual. He had already thanked all of the stakeholders that gathered here today. It only remains for me to reiterate that, as we have heard from previous speakers, that there is no way any one person or one group can do it alone. We need a serious